Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman from Batman Begins, but also not really from Batman Begins, because this is a mixture of parts that aren't really from that movie. I don't know I guess some of them are. Maybe? Are any of these parts new? I'm not sure, but I know a lot of them are reused and so inaccurate. But maybe the figure will be good enough anyway that we can look past those inaccuracies. I don't know. We'll see. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, so before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. Standard package. Not much to say at this point. They're all the same, but they are a nice package for a standard domestic release. That's like the movie poster right there. I guess that's fine. I don't know. The artwork doesn't do anything for me either way, so it doesn't really make a difference. But for inbox collectors, I'm guessing the back of the box doesn't matter. Anyway, alright, let's set that aside and get into the figure. Just a real quick side note before we get started, for all the people who are so happy that I did not review the in-art Batman. I keep getting comments and messages and things bragging about how everyone got one but me. Mine's on the way. It just didn't get here because of a few unfortunate circumstances, but I will be reviewing that in-art Batman, and it'll be published as soon as I can do it. So keep an eye out for that. This guy stands roughly 7.5 inches to like almost the top of his ear tips. It's going to be about a little over 19 centimeters. This guy's in stock at Big Bad Toy Store, by the way. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to get one. Here he is up against Darwin, clearly out of scale. This guy's even big for McFarlane, a little bit tall. Alright, question of the day. Which of the Christian Bale bat suits do you think is the best? I know a lot of people like the first one for its simplicity and blackness, and other people like the later one. I guess the second movie is a little bit different from the third, but I imagine you just go with one or three. But either way, some people like the more teched out suit. I am more in line with this one, I think, if I had to pick, well, what this is supposed to be. So, a couple of things to note. This guy is basically bare plastic, and it actually works because that's what his suit kind of looked like, and I don't mind it. The glossy gauntlets and boots, in my first live stream, somebody told me that it's accurate. I checked. I don't know if they're supposed to be this glossy. They are definitely darker and a different finish than the rest, but these are really glossy, so it stands out to me. Looks weird, but maybe it's okay. The wrists do look weird, though, because they're extra long. But the rest of it is, I get what they're going for. Reusing parts is not okay, if you ask me, because it's supposed to be accurate to the movie, and it's not. I think the head is a reuse from the third suit also, which makes it look different, and obviously it doesn't have the smooth neckline. So yeah, it's not perfectly accurate, but maybe it looks good enough. And I do think it looks decent. Like overall, the matte black finish with the glossy parts and the gold, it does look solid. Like, it's not bad. The head looks a little bit small. I mean, it's a lot small, because this is a real human, not a comic book character. This is comic book proportioning, only kind of elongated and weird like all the McFarlane toys. This is a real person, and the head is definitely too small for that. It's not the worst sculpt in the world. It's acceptable for sure. I do think it is from the other movie, though, not from the first movie. I could be wrong, but it looks like it has the smaller mouth hole and different details on the cowl itself. But yeah, it's not bad looking, so if you're really into these movies, I think you'll be okay. As far as the cape goes, if I remember correctly, his cape was basically like felt looking, like it just killed all the light. And his is shiny. Like, I don't know why Todd keeps doing Barbie dress material. Shiny, stiff, plasticky cloth capes. Some kind of polyester vinyl blend. I don't know. It's just gross. I hate it. I hate this finish a lot. At least on the inside it's not shiny, and this one is wired, but even though it's wired, it's not great because it's only wired on the ends, and so this stiff material is awkward as hell to handle and pose. It's all crinkly and ugly looking, so the cape sucks. They did it right, they connected it well. I think a little bit more material would have been nice, but the material they used does in fact suck. But otherwise, it's kind of it's growing on me. It's a decent looking figure. It's a little slender, but it does have a lot of the right look to it for a live action Batman. Again, proportioning's not perfect, but it's not terrible. And the inaccuracies from using the wrong parts, Yeah, I mean, they're there. There's no arguing it, but I don't think it necessarily destroys the figure unless you're really needing that accuracy. Like, you're not going to notice it as much unless you're looking for it, because he's just all black anyway. So I can see what they're going for, but this isn't the later suit, so maybe in number 2, this is the chest piece with the tech, or like the mesh in there, because the first suit didn't have that, and the third suit had the split chest. I'm not sure, maybe this is the suit from number 2. Either way, it doesn't look right, but still looks pretty good, I would say, so I'll give it a 7. It's fine. It's reasonable for the price, I guess. I do like the matte finish, it helps it look a lot better. Alright, okay, now for accessories, we have the fist hand and the gripping hand that come out in the package. You get one more fist hand. Oh no, he's holding a bomb. He's holding a smoke bomb, so you're missing a fist hand. Seriously, Todd? Seriously? We don't have a fist hand for the right side, but we do get this gripping hand where he's holding 3 batarangs in the least realistic and most impractical way possible. I don't think this happened in the movie. Maybe it did, I don't remember it. But they're like going through his hand like Wolverine claws, so that's really ridiculous. Then you get one oversized jumbo batarang, which is just silly because it's about twice the size as the other ones. You get the solid gold grapnel gun, which may or may not be accurate, I don't remember. DC display stand and movie poster card. 5 out of 10 for accessories. No 2 fist hands. Are you kidding me, Todd? Freaking Todd. What the heck? I know it's not Todd. He just owns the company, but still, that's nuts. All right, let's see. Maybe this guy poses really well. No neck articulation, but the head to neck articulation is a double ball peg, and it's not bad. It's not bad. I think this figure can be made to look pretty good. Like, having that matte finish really goes a long way, and enough of the sculpt being accurate is gonna make this thing look decent. Like, I didn't think I was going to like this figure at all, and the more I handle it, the more it's growing on me, rather than the opposite, which is usually the case. So despite its flaws, there's something to it that's nice, and it might just be that matte finish. Alright, for the shoulders, you get decent movement out of that inner ball peg, and then raising the shoulder up. It's not as good as I would like. The shoulder pad does connect to the bicep, though, so that works pretty well, but he is a little bit more limited than I would want. Yeah, they didn't bring the joint far enough over in there, but it should pose probably well enough. That might get in the way a little bit, the shoulder pad, but also hides the joints, so I think that's going to be okay. Double jointed elbow is going to be fully functional. It's actually one of their least ugly elbows. They've done a lot of really ugly ones, and this one's not good, but it's definitely not the worst thing we've seen from them, so there's that. The wrists have a big old ball hinge in there, which does extend the hand too far out. These glossy gauntlets should go right up to the hand, and instead we have this goofy joint, so that's unfortunate. Alright, for the diaphragm joint, he leans back pretty well, like quite far. Leaning forward, still basically nothing. Why is this a thing? Why? I need somebody to explain to me why these companies won't let their superheroes lean forward. Why do they all fold over backwards, but they can't lean forwards? This is the strangest thing I've encountered, I think, as an industry-wide situation. Side to side is fine, back is fine, forward is a no-go. Waist twist is fine in both parts. Not being able to lean forward is really, really weird. Alright, let's see how the legs work. Ooh, they're gonna really need to force that diaper. I would trim that diaper like almost every McFarlane figure, but they do get up far enough, even though they come out at an angle, and it is fairly seamless there, so that's good. That's not bad at all there, but they don't have the best range. Going out to the side, basically full on splits, so that's nice. Thigh swivel is basically non-existent. That's unfortunate. Double jointed knee is going to be a fine knee. Proportioning is solid there, so that's good. Yeah, these are better joints than a lot of the figures they have. This ankle isn't as heavily ratcheted, but this one is, so it's not as bad as some of the other figures. You do get really good range. His feet look kind of big, maybe. Good range all the way around. Toe joint is acceptable. It's a decent toe joint. It's not anything special, but it's there. It's not super annoying. So yeah, his articulation's not bad. It's not especially good or anything, but it will get the job done, I think. So I'll give it a 7, and it's really growing on me, guys. Like, I don't know. Is it growing on you? Do you think it looks decent? What's happening? I think it's the matte finish, and the overall silhouette's not bad, even though he is a little bit lanky. Because Christian Bale was kind of chunky in this suit. This guy's not that chunky, but it does look decent. Alright, let's do a cake rating real quick. It is kind of there, but not really, especially with the padded suit. 5 out of 10, nothing special at all. But now it's time for the final rating. Is this a good release? Well, in some ways, It's not super accurate at all, and there are definitely some issues here and there, but there's something about it that's pretty nice. The silhouette is not bad, and since it's a lower price point figure, I think people are going to give it the leeway. I mean, I am, and I think it's reasonable. I'm not going to go higher than a 7, just because of the inaccuracies and the problems, but a subjective rating is much higher for me, I would say. Well, I can't say much higher because there's not that much room, but it's definitely better to me than it is on paper. And I'm curious what you guys think. Is this the kind of thing where you're going to let the faults slide, or are you hating this figure? If you're like super into the accuracy of the first movie, then yeah, that's fair. It's not accurate, and there's definitely some weirdness. But there's also something about it. Something about it. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm going to leave it at a 7, objectively, because it does have those flaws. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.